Yo, what's up guys? So in this video I'm going to teach you a trick that I came up with and I was going to put in my book Beyond Fantasy. However, it is a kind of a complicated thing to explain through text to where you can really understand it. So I'm going to do my best to teach it in a video format. And it really is one of my favorite tricks I've ever came up with. I mean, you can use a borrowed deck. There's no setup. You can do it anywhere, anytime. And yeah, it's such a good trick. You're going to love it. So let's get into it. Alright, so here is what PI looks like. I will perform it as if I was performing for real people, and you'll see exactly what they see, alright? So it really can be a shuffled and borrowed deck. So when we take it back, we'll just drop cards like this and have them say stop anytime, alright? So maybe stop right there, remember that card, and then we'll just throw it back somewhere in the middle of the deck, maybe right around there towards the end of the deck there, alright? So it really can be squared up nicely, and no breaks or crimps or steps or nothing like that are held, nothing like that. The card is really lost, alright? So in order to find your card, we'll just need a few cards off the top, so just say stop anytime, maybe right there is fine. Now we know your card is somewhere down below, so go ahead and give it a mix so nobody could know exactly where that card is, alright? So that's perfect, right about there, alright? So like I said, we can use these cards to find out exactly where your card is, alright? So it happens with two questions, alright? So first question is, what was the suit of your card? It was a diamond, alright? So we'll just put the card box over here as if it was their hand, alright? So please hold out your hand, and we'll just spell the word it was diamonds. We'll just spell diamonds, alright? So that's D-I-A-M-O-N-D-S for diamonds, alright? So second question is, was your card a picture card or was it a spot card? It was a picture card, alright? So all we do is we spell picture, that's P-I-C-T-U-R-E. And like I said, these cards will help us find out exactly where a card is. We're down to one single card in your hand. For the first time, what was your card? It was the Jack of Diamonds. This card will find your card, and it is your card. How cool is that? Alright, so like I said, I will try my best to explain this to you. It's a little difficult, and honestly, this is like my fifth take trying to explain it because it's just trying to explain it in a way that's easy to understand is not very easy, alright? So I'll do my best. So the first step in doing this trick is controlling the card, and the control for this trick, for this particular trick, is very important, alright? So I've thought about it for a while, and I think the best control to use is the Dribble Toss control by Steve Bedwell. I've taught it before, but I'll just run through it one more time since we're all here. Alright, so the dribble toss control looks like this. You have a card selected by a dribble, and you show them the card. In this case, it's the 6 of spades. So it gets tossed in the middle, right around there, and it's already controlled at the top of the deck. So how is that done? Well, if you know the rub it up vanish, where you put a card on the table like this and you make it vanish, it's the same thing, all right? So all you're doing there is pushing the card over, making it look like you're putting it under your hand, but really you're just pushing the card back as you put your hand down like that. You can see that happening, pushing the card back as I put my hand down. That's the rub it up vanish, and the dribble toss control is the same thing. However, you're doing that under cards instead of your hand. So what do I mean by that? You dribble the deck, and when they say stop, you come up to show them the card by pushing the card over like this, as in the rub-a-dub, show them the card. And as you dribble the cards on the table, all you're going to do is act like you're tossing the card in like this, but really you're just going to come over into the dribble and just push the card back like this under the hidden cards. Alright, so here is me tossing it in for real, and here is me tossing it in fake for the control. It should look exactly the same. So the way this works is you say, look, to find your card, we just need a few cards off the top, alright? So what we're going to do is deal that top card first. Well, in this case, we'll use the Jack of Spades. And you just start dealing cards singly at first because you want that Jack of Spades to be the first card, right, or their selection, all right? So you start doing this, say, I'll take cards off the top of the deck. We just need a few, just say stop anytime, all right? So, and maybe they say stop right there. Now, when you do that, you say, look, we know that your card is somewhere down below, so give the rest a shuffle so that nobody can know exactly where it is, all right? So they're convinced that their card is somewhere lost in this packet, which needs to happen for this trick to be really deceptive. So now when you pick these cards up, the cards that you just dealt, you need to peek at this bottom card, their selection, all right? So, and it's very logical and very motivated, all right? So what you're gonna do when you pick them up, you say, well, use these cards to find out exactly where your card is. And by doing that pointing gesture, I'm just peeking at the card, all right? So I'm just tilting up so we can see what the card is, all right? So in this case, like I said, it was a Jack of Spades. And so when you do that, say, well, use these cards to find out where your card is, and then you get your peek, and then all you could do now, you run shuffle that back to the top with an overhand shuffle, running single cards until you get to the last card, so it's on top of the deck now. Now you always ask two questions. The first question is always what the suit is. All right, so what was the suit of your card? They say spade, so S-P-A-D-E. And the next question always, was it a face card or was it a number card? They say face card because, well, it is. So it's F-A-C-E, and they're always left with one card. The other card, the Jack of Spades. Now the good news is this can work with any card because it's a borrowed shuffle deck trick. So any card can work, and the good news also is that there is really no hard memory work, and there's only a few different variations on this thing. Whoops, there it goes. And let's get into how this thing works. And I hope that you'll stay with me and take the time to learn it because it really is a fun trick to do, and it always gets great reactions. So in a nutshell, the way this works is that you have to frame your question around the identity of their card, and that's all that's happening, all right? So there's only a few different variations, and it's not a lot of memory work, like I said, and I think you can get it in a couple hours, all right? So here we go. So you always ask two questions about their card, and you always ask what the suit is first, all right? That's always the first question. What was the suit of their card, all right? So the way you spell the card is very important, all right? So with spade and heart, you'll never have the S on the end when you spell it, all right? So it's always just heart or spade, all right? So with club cards, you always have the S, all right? So you always have the clubs. You always have the S on the end of the clubs, all right? So that's always going to be 5 letters, all right? So heart, spade, clubs, all spelled with 5 letters, no S on the end of spade and heart. Like I said, these 5 letters. So with diamond cards, just number cards, you'll never have an S on the end. And for diamond court cards, you'll always have an S, all right? So never S on diamond spot cards, always S on diamond picture cards. And the way I remember this is I just imagine like a picture card, like a big framed picture with a big S on it. All right, so that's my mnemonic to remember. You always have an S on the end of picture cards. So now that we've mastered how to spell the suits, let's take a look at the values of the cards and how we spell out the values, all right? So like I said, it's always, you always frame your question based on what the card is, all right? So you always start out by asking the question upon what the card is, all right? So in this case, it's a spot card, and the reason why I'm calling it a spot card is because it's a heart, all right? So I need to spell spot out of heart, and if I called it a number card, I can't spell number out of heart, all right? So you always have to match up your spelling features, all right? So I need to ask them, was it a spot card or was it a picture card, all right? So, and the reason why I'm saying picture card instead of was it a spot card or a face card, because that's going to be very obvious because spot and face have the same amount of letters, and so you want to always have that contrast for the most deceptive. So your terms always have to match up when you're spelling, all right? So what I mean by matching is the amount of letters that you're spelling, all right? So like I said, I can't spell number out of heart, all right? So I need to say, was it a spot card, because I can spell spot out of heart. On the other hand, if it was a diamond card, I need to ask them, was it a number card or was it a face card? Because I know that I can spell number out of diamond. So the first word in that question always has to be what the card actually is, all right? So I know that it's a 9 and it's a diamond, so it has to be a number card because I know I can spell, because I know that number and diamond match up, all right? So there's only 4 terms you'll ever use in this whole thing. It's always either face or picture or spot or a number. That's it. That's the only 4 terms you'll ever use. All right, so let's take a look at the King of Hearts here. So the question I asked, the first word in that question always has to be what the card is. In this case, I know it's a face card. So I know the reason why I'm saying face is because I know I can spell face out of heart. All right, so was it a face card or was it a number card? And I was saying number for that contrast again. All right, so you shuffle the card to the top and you know what it is. So like I said, the first question always, what is the suit of the card? They say heart, all right? So I know that there's no S, so I just spell out the word heart like this, H-E-A-R-T. And the next question I asked it, was it a face card or a number card? And like I said, the reason why I'm saying face is because it's a heart, and face and heart sort of match up, so I always have to match up the amount of letters in the words. So if I spell F-A-C-E out of that, I'm always left with that one card, which will always be their card. So I really hope that this trick is making sense for you, alright? So like I said, trying to type this out and write it out in a book would be a daunting task, alright? So it would be probably impossible. So I think at this point, you're starting to get a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll just run through some cards and show you the different examples of all the different variations. Alright, so the 10 of hearts. Now a good tip is to always consider what the suit is first. That way in your mind you can think about the question you need to ask about the value, alright? So in this case I see it's a heart, so I just need to match up heart with whatever the value is. In this case it's a spot card because I know that spot again matches heart, right? So 10 of hearts. What was the suit? They say heart, H-E-A-R-T, but never gets an S. So was your card a spot card or was it a picture card? Again, we're saying spot and picture because of that nice contrast between the amount of letters in the word, right? So they say spot, so that's S-P-O-T, and you'll always get it every time. So again, we have the Jack of Hearts. So again, we look at the suit first. And we match it up with face in this case because we know that we can't match a picture with heart. So we have to spell face, all right? So we ask the person, was it a, what suit was it? So they say heart, that's H-E-A-R-T. And was it a face card or was it a number card? So that's F-A-C-E. And you're always left with that one card at the end. All right, how about the 3 of spades? Again, you always look at the suit first to determine what you need to ask, all right? So, sir, what was the suit of your card? It was a spade, S-P-A-D-E. Was your card a spot card or was it a picture card? It was a spot card, all right? S-P-O-T. You get it every time. How about the Jack of Spades here? Ma'am, what was the suit of your card? It was a spade, all right? That's S-P-A-D-E. Was it a face card or was it a number card? It was a face card. So check this out. That's F-A-C-E, and get the card every time. So you can start to really see how this is making sense and becoming very easy for you, all right? So I'll just run through the rest so you can just really drill into your mind, all right? So next we have the 3 of diamonds, all right? So what was the suit of your card? It was a diamond, all right? So that's D-I-A-M-O-N-D. And was your card a number card or was it a face card? It was a number card, all right? So that's N-U-M-B-E-R. There it is. All right, so the Queen of Diamonds, for the first time, what was the suit of your card? It was diamonds, all right? So that's D-I-A-M-O-N-D-S. And is your card a picture card or was it a spot card? It was a picture card, all right? So that's P-I-C-T-U-R-E. Next up, we have the King of Clubs. For the first time, what was the suit of your card? It was clubs, all right? So C-L-U-B-S. And was it a face card or was it a number card? It was a face card, all right? So F-A-C-E. Last but not least, we have the 8 of Clubs. And let's see, first question is, what is the suit of your card? It was a clubs, all right? So that's C-L-U-B-S. And you're not going to believe this, but is your card a spot card or was it a picture card? It was a spot card, all right? So that's S-P-O-T. And you get the 8 of Clubs every single time. So to recap, just remember the rules, all right? So spade and heart, never get an S on the end. Clubs always gets the S. Diamond only gets S if it's a picture card, all right? Always make sure your questions have contrasting terms, spot picture, face number. I just love this effect. I love that ending of them just holding the one card in their hand and you take them all off by spelling it. All right, so the effect is that you use cards to find their card, and then they're left holding the card that's going to locate the card, and you've located it because it's the one that's in their hand at the end. They're left holding one card, and that's always the best part about this trick is they're left holding that one card. They turn it over themselves, and they see that it's the card that they just shuffled in this deck. So it's almost like a transpo and a location at the same time. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, and if you like the trick, if you got value out of the video, whether that be the trick itself or just my charisma, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up and sub to the channel because it helps me out more than you might think. It really does. And until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.